enlarged. This is another thing. President Carter handed over an antique crown belonged to Church of Hungary to the present communist regime of Hungary. Why? I don't understand. To make them friendlier to church? I doubt. Feminist movement. I don't know how you feel about feminism. I don't think that to be equal with men, you have to politicize your movement. You cannot legislate equality. You have to be equal. But that distracts your mind from real issues of family, loyalty, and well, if you feel moral foundations, and they make a great political capital on that. First Lady of the United States sitting to some kind of, I forget what her name was, exposing her tits to the media. I mean, this is, and by the American media standards, this is something normal, acceptable. A First Lady of the United States together with a lady who burns her bra. I don't know. Well, ladies in the army, of course, I don't know what's your opinion. I never heard about girls in the Soviet army, especially in the infantry force, simply because when they have period, that may create a problem for invasion of, say, Afghanistan. Again, the homosexualism. To be honest, me personally, I don't like the idea of homosexuality. I think it's unhygienic. But homosexuality in the army, making heroes of them, gays on the march. Why? Why to have copulation in a natural manner deserves a public opinion, attention, and a political force? Why to politicize something which doesn't belong to politics at all? In the Soviet Union, we have a joke: don't mix politics and prostitution. They are already mixed. We know perfectly well, the medical science proved that homosexuality leads to distortion in human psychology. This fellow killed 15 kids after molesting them sexually. We know that most of the agents who were recruited by KGB, including McLean and Guy Burgess, were homosexuals. But we are reading in the media that this is something acceptable. More than that, we are made to believe that these people deserve equal rights and respect. Well, that again is a debatable question, whether to like or not to like certain type of music. Me personally, I don't. These two nice ladies, one is younger, the other is a little bit older, both of them wanted, for some strange reason, to shoot President of the United States, defending the environment of the United States, the green trees and vegetation. Why it takes death of United States President to defend the environment, I don't understand. If you do, please explain. Then, of course, glorifying all kind of national liberation leaders, we naturally provoke our own kids to go into some strange liberation movement. You know who I'm talking about. This is the girl who was abducted by terrorists, and then she became terrorist herself, a daughter of a wealthy publisher. Naturally, there are thousands, millions of kids who loved, adored her courage. This is Comrade Carlos. You know who he was? He was trained and educated in Lumumba University, where I was teaching Russian language to the likes of him. That's the result of the activity when they come back home. Aldo Moro was killed by Red Army terrorists who wanted to liberate Italians from something. I don't know from whom. These are the persons who were part of Baader-Meinhof gang. And this is a person who also liberates someone from someone. I don't exactly know, obviously, Indians from whites in the United States. But pay attention what he holds in his hand. It's Kalashnikov, a.k.a. I know it by heart. I can put it apart with my eyes closed. War on terrorism. Does it exist? apart from verbal war. This is what I have collected on a campus in Canada, Carleton University, Ottawa. Left-wing tabloids. That's how they instill in the minds of people, young people, that to fight is the only way, the violence, death is the only way to achieve rights of Palestinian people, other people, Quebec separatists, and jobs and peace. Obviously you cannot get job if you spend all your time walking up and down streets with posters like that. You have to go to a place where the jobs are. And of course, to find a job, the most unsuccessful way to find a job is to read papers like that. Don't feel like working. This is something another. This is a Playboy magazine. Probably you heard the story about Larry Flint, how successful is he to attract attention of media and public opinion by doing crazy things, getting involved in court case of the car manufacturer. Why he wants to do it, I don't know, but what he does attracts some strange mass attention. Playboy magazine makes jokes about Russian sex. That's the image they want to present to American people. But they don't explain to American people that the process of demoralization is not a question of joke. This is Portugal after socialists came to power. On your left is a prostitute who was imported from East Germany to Lisbon. A communist prostitute in a country which is just had its successful socialist revolution. Very interesting. What for? To make money? No, I'll tell you later. On the right, pornographic literature in a country with strong Catholic moral principles. Well, I don't know how many people of you like to drink alcohol. I did. But I noticed that some ads in magazines have some strange desire to joke about alcohol. And the jokes are closely related to justification of Soviet, Russian presence. A prominent Russian joined the secret service. Something to joke about while you drink vodka. I don't see any humor in that. Do you? I don't know. Okay, this is a number of advertising of alcohol for which Canadians get into hot water. Comes the revolution, anyone can drink McGuinness vodka. Alberta vodka is superimposed on the picture of cruiser battleship Aurora. I don't know how many of you know that this is a historical relic in USSR. The revolution, communist Bolshevik revolution started with the cannon fired from that battleship. And obviously Soviet embassy was insulted, so they sent a protest note to Pierre Trudeau. And the picture was removed from the magazine. When I was teaching at Carleton University in Ottawa, my superiors forced me to do an IQ test with two groups of my students. The idea was to answer about 100 questions, to give answer, yes, no, or undecided. The more undecided or negative answers you give, the more, according to the compilers of this test, you are adaptable and useful to society. The more positive answers you give, the more questionable is your adaptability and usefulness for your country. This is explanation how to score, how to count the scores. And now see the questions. Telling dirty joke is bad. A good soldier is a patriot. Yes, no, or undecided? Think about it. Every communist should be run out of the country. Yes, no, or undecided? The Bible is the greatest source of truth. Right? God is everywhere. A person who kills another person is a murderer. Yes, no, or undecided?